Good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. I got a word for you today that I want to share with you. It was a lesson that I learned this week. You know, you're never too old to stop learning. I learn every day, every day. And I want to tell you today about something I learned in the last 48 hours. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but God spoke to me. A lot of y'all might not believe in God. I got a relationship with him. He talks to me. I talk to him. I know he's real. You come too late to the party to tell me that. But now he didn't speak to me about the price of XRP. He didn't speak to me about the drones over New Jersey. He didn't give me some end time prophecy. But he spoke to me about me and self governance. And I was slipping. He pulled me up on my awareness. And I want to share that with you because maybe it'll help somebody out there. For those of you who don't know, just going to give just a little bit more time here for other people to join. My name is Mark, and I'm an author. I've written 9 books, and I'm an entrepreneur. I've owned several businesses. I've helped other people grow their businesses. I consider myself to be somewhat of a life coach. I teach a life skills class in the Florida Department of Corrections. And man, I've been through a lot. And going through a lot, I've learned a lot. And I got on here a week ago, maybe a week or so ago, and I brought y'all a word. And I used the illustration about spilling coffee out your cup. That wasn't the video where I said, "What's up with my cup?" and I talked about this cup. That's a different video. But before that, I did this video about this guy was in a Starbucks or a coffee shop or something of the sort. And he had ordered his coffee and he turned around to walk out and somebody bumped into him, spilled his coffee on the ground. And I was bringing out the reason why he spilt the coffee. The reason why he spilt the coffee was not because he was bumped into. It's deeper than that. It is true that being bumped into was the action that caused the spill. There's no doubt there. But the reason why he spilt the coffee was because he had coffee in the cup. Now that's deep. If he had had a soda, he'd have spilt soda when he was bumped into. If he'd have had a glass of water, he'd have spilt water when he was bumped into. If he'd have had him a big glass of chocolate milk, he'd have spilt chocolate milk when he was bumped into. The bump did not cause the spill of the coffee. Coffee being in the cup is why coffee spilt out the cup. So I was given that illustration and I was talking about whatever's inside of us is what's going to come out of us. If we're full of mercy, grace, understanding, and forgiveness, when somebody bumps into us, so to speak, well, we're going to spill out mercy, grace, forgiveness, and understanding. If our heart's black and we're full of resentment and unforgiveness, well, then that's what's going to spill out. We can only spill out what is in us. So I was given this illustration, and I don't know, I spent 10, 15, 20 minutes talking about it. And I felt like it was relevant. And before I go any further, I got a confession to make. I'm not perfect. I know that may come as a shock to many of y'all out there, but I make mistakes. And I have a very low tolerance for stupid people. I can't help it. I don't like being around stupid people. If you're stupid, I'm not going to be around you very long. I'm going to get on somewhere and I'm going to let you be stupid all by yourself. I also have a low tolerance for people aggravating me. And usually that's hard for me to disguise. If you're aggravating me or if you're stupid, it's going to be real hard for me to keep that off my face. Now, maybe I could do better in that area. I'll work on it. But I'm just being real with you. So I got two phones. I got my personal phone and I got a business line. And I get so many telemarketing calls on my business line. People trying to help me get to #1 on Google. I'm already #1 on Google. And people trying to sell me health insurance. I don't need health insurance. People trying to sell me a warranty for my car. I don't need a warranty for my car. And I'll get these calls in the middle of my day. And I'll be working. I'll be focused. I'll be intent. And my phone will ring. Now, if it says scam likely, I don't even answer it. And, but if it's a local number and it don't say scam likely, I think it might be a customer. It might be a business call. You know, it might be something worthwhile. I'll come down off that ladder. I'll put that power tool down. I'll stop whatever I'm doing and I'll walk over there and I'll pick up my phone and I'll answer. And I want you to know the other day, I was aggravated. I was frustrated. I was hot. The sun was beating on my head and my phone rang and I was right in the middle of something intense. And I stopped what I was doing. I went over there and grabbed my phone and said hello. And this dude wanted to sell me an extended warranty on my car. And I want you to know, I spoke to this dude in a way that would not please my mother. I cuss him out. I cuss his mama out. I cuss his dog out. I told him, don't you never call my phone again. I'm in the middle of my workday, blah, 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 blah. And I hung up the phone. And immediately, I heard God speak to me. He said, what'd you just spill out your cup? That was a little rough. That wasn't me, because I don't speak to me like that. There wasn't nobody else around. It wasn't an audible voice that came from outer space, but I heard it. I heard it. And I immediately said, Lord, forgive me. I acted ugly to that guy. And it wasn't even his fault. I'm on some kind of list somewhere, and he's trying to make a living the same way I'm making a living. And he did not deserve for me to cuss him out and cuss his mama out and cuss his dog out. And the way I acted, it didn't represent you. It didn't represent me. It didn't represent the positive message that I'm out here trying to spread to people. And it was a low light. Some people have highlights. It was a low light. I was ashamed of myself. And I vowed I would not do that again. Now, I doubt the calls are going to stop. And I doubt I'm going to be any less aggravated when they come in. But I promise you, I'm going to self-govern. Because what happens is we get the opportunity to self-govern. And this is in life with anything. Is we get the opportunity to self-govern. And if we fail to heed that opportunity to govern ourselves appropriately, then we're going to need a bigger lesson. And then you usually something comes along that requires somebody to govern us. And I'm not going to say that I'd go to jail about that or anything, but in life, the bigger your lack of self-governance is, the more the need is for somebody else to come and govern you. But if we can self-govern ourselves, if we know that we're falling short in an area, and we give that our focus and our attention, and we try to do better in that area, then the Lord don't need to send us another lesson to help us with that. I'm telling you, people, it shook me. It shook me because I consider myself to be a pretty good dude. I'm pretty nice to people. I'm pretty understanding and all that. But like I say, I'm a little short in the tolerance area for stupid people and for aggravation, and and maybe I need to work on that. But I had just gave that live. I went on live and I had just gave the little inspirational message about what's in your cup, and what's in your cup is what spills out. And then I get this call, and I cuss this dude out for no reason, just because it was my failure. It was my failure to control my own self, my own emotions, and I got aggravated, and I let that aggravation spill out on the next man. The Lord straightened me on that. I shall not be doing that again, or at least I'm gonna try not to. Anyways, but I just want to bring that little word to you. You know, it's real important. The Lord will speak to you. It usually comes in a still, quiet voice, but it's powerful. It's powerful when it comes. And if you don't listen, then woe be unto you, because it goes from a speaking to a dealing with. And I don't want the Lord to have to deal with me on this issue. And and I don't want to make other people feel bad just for doing their job. I don't want to be no jerk, no asshole. You know what I mean? That ain't what I want to be. That's not who I am. And I don't want to act that way. And when the Lord spoke to me and asked me what I just spilled out my cup, I got the message. I got the message. So maybe this helps somebody out there today to know, A, I ain't perfect and I fall short daily. But I'm working on it. And by sharing how the Lord spoke to me and giving a personal example in my life, maybe there's something you can relate to in that. Maybe there's something you can get out of that. If so, then leave me a comment, like the page, and subscribe. I come on here every morning. I try to, with a morning motivation, a positive word, something to uplift your spirits. And I'm going to leave some links in the description below where you can get my books. I got 9 books that I wrote, and I got some little think about it merch. I'm not wearing no think about it stuff today, but normally I end all my little shorts with think about it. So it's kind of my little thing. It's a way to support the channel. And right now, before I go, I'm going to look here. I'm going to see all the messages. So somebody said, a little baby say, it's my birthday. Well, happy birthday to you. That's a little song there. I ain't charging you for that. Somebody said happy birthday to them. You were spot on about that, and amen. Hey, I appreciate that. Any other comments, any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Let's see here what we got. All right. Hey, man, I appreciate every one of y'all watching. Y'all have a great day.